Hey buddy, what's up? It's Monday. If you've noticed, I'm still doing this from work because it's gotten pretty busy, so this is what I have right now. So, I was recently having a debate with a friend of mine here at work, and we kind of left it at everybody has a right to their own opinion. And I started thinking about that sentence because I've heard it so many times throughout my life, and I'm sure I've even said it to you a bunch of times like, people have a right to have their own opinion. And I was really analyzing the both what that's actually saying, the context, and the nuances of it. And although I think everybody has a right to their own opinion, I'm starting to not think that everybody has a right to having an opinion. Like, for example, I don't necessarily think that everybody has a right to have an opinion on everything that happens. And I'm starting to kind of veer that way. Like, I'm not saying I'm right, it's just a thought that's starting to come up more and more. Because a lot of situations that people seem to have an opinion on, it doesn't really affect them at all. So by teaching people like, oh well, you have a right to have an opinion on that, you're really not teaching them the nuances of the changing situations that happen throughout society or throughout life. A good example I remember was gay marriage. Gay marriage was a big thing when I first joined the military because they repealed "Don't Ask, Don't Tell," and people were like, "Well, I don't think it's right." It's like, well, are you gay? No. Well, then I mean, but okay. So how? I understand you have a right to have your own opinion on a subject, but what I'm wondering is, why do you have an opinion at all? And then some people were lumping in with religion, but I mean, whether I agree with that or not, I do understand that to them it affected them because they're religious, so they felt like it was an impediment on their religion. Again, I don't agree with it, but I understand how they would take that as them now having the right to have an opinion on it. But there's a lot of things that happen in life that people have a ton of opinions on, where it's like you don't need to have an opinion on that. Like, and it kind of goes to show you how easy life is when people can start getting hung up on opinions on situations that in no way affect their day-to-day life. I mean, we talked about this with the president of the United States. I was trying to say, like, I don't think they really affect your life all that much, and people still have these like very strong opinions on it. So I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm just saying that the more I look at the situation, the more I'm starting to look inward at myself. And if I'm starting to get worked up over something, I'm like, should I even have an opinion on this? Like, does this affect me? Does this change my Monday? And to be honest, more often than not, it does not. It doesn't affect my life at all. And moreover, I'm not very educated on the subject matter. And the funny thing is, I consider myself probably more well versed on current events than a lot of other people. And that's because I have a genuine interest in learning the facts, not learning what makes me happy or makes me not happy, but actually learning the facts of the subject. And even then, I'm like, I don't know enough about this to really have an opinion. I think that I need to be more educated on it, or I understand that I fail to understand all the nuances of the situation. A lot of these situations are just vastly more complicated than we want to think because we, as human beings, want something to be simple so that we can justify us understanding it. So, anyway, I was just thinking about that, and I guess the question of debate is we might have the right to our own opinion, but do we actually have a right to have an opinion? Anyway, I love you, I miss you, I'm proud of you, and stay awesome.